Waffle House hero courageously took away a g.un. When will Congress step up? James Shaw Jr., the Waffle House hero, did what NRA-controlled members of Congress and the Tennessee state legislature have been unwilling to do. He acted courageously to take a deeply disturbed young man's weapon of war away from him. He didn't check to see if the young man had a valid gun permit, or whether the AR-15 military-style assault rifle he was reloading was legally purchased or obtained. He didn't wait to find out if the young man had cleared background checks for previous arrests or had a history of mental illness. He didn't ask the NRA's permission. He took a weapon of war away from a civilian who was firing at other civilians in a Waffle House outside Nashville early Sunday morning. More, on gun control, when did we start trusting youth instead of experience? More, while Parkland students fight mass shootings, don't forget everyday gun reforms. I kind of made up my mind, because there was no way to lock that door, that if it was going to come down to it, he was going to have to work to kill me, said Shaw, an AT&T employee who has a 4-year-old daughter. Shaw's heroic act no doubt prevented more carnage. The gunman already had killed 2 people outside the Waffle House and 2 more inside. Shaw didn't hide behind a flag or the Second Amendment. He acted. When will our lawmakers act to protect us from disturbed young men bearing AR-15s and other weapons of war? After 20 children and 6 adults in Newtown, Connecticut, were gunned down in 2012 by a man with a legally obtained AR-15, Congress and the legislature failed to act. After 49 people were gunned down at an Orlando nightclub in 2016 by a young man with a legally purchased AR-15, Congress and the legislature failed to act. After 58 concertgoers were gunned down in Las Vegas last year by a man bearing legally purchased AR-15 assault rifles converted to virtual automatic weapons with legally purchased bump stocks, Congress and the legislature failed to act. After 26 churchgoers were gunned down in Texas last year by a young man with a legally purchased AR-15, Congress and the legislature failed to act. After 17 students and adults were gunned down at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, on Valentine's Day by a young man with a legally obtained AR-15, Congress and the legislature failed to act. More, mayors want to pass gun safety laws, but the NRA and our state legislatures won't let us policing the USA. A look at race, justice, media Sunday. 4 people were gunned down at a Waffle House near Nashville on Sunday by a young man with an AR-15. Current laws allowed the suspect, 29-year-old Travis Rankin, who was arrested Monday, to have an AR-15, despite clear indications he had been experiencing delusions since 2014. Current laws allowed his father to take possession of the AR-15, and gift it back to his son, even after young Rankin threatened someone with the rifle last June, and was arrested outside the White House for breaching a barrier last July. Current laws allow just about any deeply disturbed young man to obtain an AR-15 or similar military-style assault rifle. James Shaw Jr. risked his life to take Rankin's weapon away from him before he could kill anyone else. When will members of Congress and the Tennessee state legislature have the courage to do the same? David Waters is the opinion and engagement editor of the Commercial Appeal in Memphis, where this first appeared. Follow him on Twitter, @DavidWaterska.